Hello. I want to start off my digital journal too by revisiting the readings we did about religious oppression and sort of touching on like the how the readings explained like Christian privilege and sort of the acceptance that Christians have in our country, especially, and sort of the uncomfortableness or the exclusivity of other religions and acceptance of other religions in our country. And I think that as a future choir director, this affects me a lot because a lot of choirs have holiday concerts or winter concerts. And instead of calling them Christmas concerts now, they're called holiday or winter concerts because there's more religions out there than just Christianity, and not everyone in the program is Christian or even religious. And I think that the readings did a really good job of especially the first reading, the America's Changing Religious Landscape, that reading did a really good job of just stating the statistics and how a lot of people in the country are no longer associating with a religion. A lot more people are agnostics or atheists or free thinkers instead of associating with a religion, or and like the number of Muslims in the country and the amount of Jewish people and other religions, Hinduism, all of those are all growing, and Christianity is not as dominant of a religion as it was. Even though most of the music performed at these holiday concerts and at these winter concerts, if not all of it, is Christian music, if it's sacred. And I think that the only thing that's changed is the label on the concert. It's no longer the Christmas concerts, it's the holiday concert, the winter concert. But whether or not music of other religions is included in this concert is sort of not exactly included. So I think something that I really want to work on in the future is exposing myself to music of other religions and music of other cultures, because I want to make sure during the holiday season that Christianity is not the only religion that's being represented. If it really is a holiday concert and it is inclusive, I think that those other cultures need to be represented in the concert, because I think having Christian music, having sacred music, and then just having like Frosty the Snowman or secular music isn't enough. Because if you're representing the Christian religion, why not represent the Muslim religion or the Jewish religion, and include those songs in there too, if it really is inclusive. And I think that's just something that I would like to really incorporate in my future choir director position. Something that I feel strongly about. And I think another thing, moving on to the readings about sexism and heterosexism, I really liked the reading about patriarchy, the system, and it, not a he or a them or an us. I think I really like that because the reading presents the patriarchy as everyone's problem and not just men. And I think a lot of times when we talk about the patriarchy, men feel as though they're being attacked and that it's us against them, when that's not the issue at all. It's everybody against this patriarchal system that is still existing and still going on. And I think that the reading did a really good job of saying that everybody needs to wake up and realize that they are participating in this patriarchy, and make sure that they know the ways that they're participating in this patriarchy, and are aware of it. because whether you're participating in this patriarchy consciously or subconsciously, it is still something that is a very dominant factor in society and is very controlling. And I think that having that awareness is going to really help in dismantling the patriarchy and making sure we know what system we're participating in. I think that that is a really good reading, and it makes you really wake up and realize, like, oh, I'm doing that, and that could be perpetuating this patriarchy. That could be, I could be part of this system by doing this thing, whether I realize it or not. And I think that another one of the readings, the violence against women is a men's issue. I like that one too, because I think it couples really well with the patriarchy, because the patriarchy reading says this is an us problem, and then the violence against women is a men's issue thing makes us realize that we shouldn't be teaching, we shouldn't have to teach women to protect themselves and think about all these extra things in order to keep themselves safe against men. We should be teaching men not to make women feel unsafe, not to do things that hurt women and make women feel uncomfortable, not the other way around. And the way that we have it now is sort of inefficient and completely backwards, because it's just teaching women to wait for something to happen until a man attacks them, and then they know what to do, instead of teaching the men not to attack women, not to have this violence against women, and have a different mindset and think and have this mindset that it's their responsibility to keep women safe, other than it's women's responsibility to keep themselves safe, and if they let something happen to them, then they should have been doing something else, because that's just completely backwards. And I think that that reading does a really good job of explaining all of that. And I really do think that it is our job to raise our sons and our future, the future, males of America, that it is their issue to keep women safe. And it is as much their issue as it is women's issue. And I think that altogether that will make society a much safer place, and altogether a better place. Rather than just teaching girls, you shouldn't dress this way, you shouldn't walk this way at night at this time. Teach men not to, not to sexually assault women, not to physically abuse women, and problem solved. Yeah, so altogether, I think these readings, they paired really well together, and made a lot of things very clear, and gave a lot of statistics and facts to the sort of issues that we're talking about. So it allowed us to have sort of a lot of like factual evidence to present and talk about. And I really thought that they all just went really well together and made a lot of sense. So I'm looking forward to learning more and talking more with everybody in class about the readings. And yeah.